Hi everyone, Craggy again. It's Cool Classics Day, so I'm going to review one of my favourite classic toys. Um, Strangely enough, not a character I had as a G1, and not one that I particularly like. He's always around, and I don't dislike him, but he's not one of my favourite characters. But the toy is really good. It's totally spot on. Classics Jazz, well Generations I think it was, or Reveal the Shield actually, since I'm noticing that he's got a little rub sign there. Let's see if I can get it to heat up to show that he is actually an Autobot, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that don't know that he is an Autobot. Nope, rub sign's not having it today. Maybe if I actually rub it. Nope, Jazz is still in disguise. Okay, so nice car, very nice car actually, and the paint apps are decent. I know there's no paint on the back, and I know there's repro labels you can get to make him a bit nicer, but I'm not bothered about that. One of the things that was really cool for me, and again, since I never really had much like for the character, it's a bit strange that I do enjoy this so much, but he has little speakers that pop out, like they did in an episode of the cartoon, I think. Really quite nice. The doors open to allow you to do that, and the speakers do fold away somehow really quite nicely. Is that it? No, there's more to it than that, but I'm not. There it is. You fold them away so that they're like that, and then they slide in. Anyway, I'm transforming this guy, so I'm not going to put everything all back the way it was. Let's just pop those away just now. Open up the doors, unpeg the legs, and let's do the legs. So break them apart, fold out the feet and the heels, and then just put them away. Fold the back part up. Let's fold this lot out, and then this bit folds up like that. So pull out the arms. His gun shoots out. I forgot to take that out. Um, Fold down the chest, and the head pops up itself. Quite nice. The back windscreen does peg in. Well, it doesn't look like it does peg in, but it folds up really nicely and tight there. And you can just sort out his arms. And then just give a little bit of transformation to the gun. There we go. And you can put that in his hand. Now, I think that's pretty spot on for Jazz. You can fold the doors how you like. He's got some really nice light piping, a big chunk of light pipe in there, and it looks a lot like the cartoon Jazz. I I don't have any complaints at all there. This was as good as a masterpiece, I thought, when it first came out. I mean, as good as any of the ones that we had at the time. He's got a lot of posability. He's got his arms that are on a ball joint at the shoulder, and there's a little bit more play what with the panels inside as well. So that's me not moving the ball joint there. That's the full extent of an upwards motion that you can get. Swivel at bicep, decent enough elbow, and the hands are, I think, yes, the hands are on a actual little ball joint actually, not a swivel. Um, so a lot there. Waist as well. It bumps into his backpack a little bit, but you can just move that out of the way and get a pretty good waist swivel. Uh, Universal joints at the hips, swivel at the thigh, double jointed knee, sort of for transformation, but it works really well, so you can have them in a couple of different poses there. And the head is on a fairly decent ball joint. You get a lot of range of motion out of that. Can't complain at all. You can also, if you want, unclip the speakers and clip them onto the gun. I'm not sure why, but you would do that, but you can. You can also sort of join them together at the front of it there. Um, Maybe if Jazz wants to do a Jimmy Mouth of the South Heart impression, pretend he's got a megaphone. Now, this guy's been repainted quite a lot, um, mainly because it's such a nice mould. That's probably the reason for it. It fits quite well for a lot of other characters. It's a fairly standard G1 design, so it's useful for a lot of different things. Now, I don't have all of them. I don't have the BotCon version, which was Kickoff, the Action Master, which if you've been watching my reviews, you'll probably know I would quite like. But I've never seen it on sale. One of the other ones that did come out and was quite rare at the time, and perhaps more so now, uh, Wheelie. Um, I'm quite a stickler for my mini bots have to be mini bots. They don't have to be, but I prefer them. Just because, well, for starters, it makes them cheaper. And there's quite a lot of little buggers, and for most of them, I don't feel that their characters are worth spending a lot of money on. Um, Powerglide being a big giant jet. It looked like a nice toy, but it wasn't Powerglide to me. Um, Wheelie, on the other hand, I don't mind because, like Bumblebee and to some extent Cliffjumper, uh, they were more important characters. Wheelie, fairly prominent in the movie and in the third season and Headmaster's cartoons as well. And I had the Wild Boy of Quintesson book when I was a young one, and Wheelie was quite badass in that. He lived on, well, Quintessa or whatever, and he lived there for a long time, and he'd fought and presumably killed a load of Sharkticons because he wore a Sharkticon necklace, um, or a Sharkticon tooth necklace, which made him feel quite badass to me. Um, so I don't hate Wheelie the way a lot of people do. Yeah, his rhyming thing, a little bit annoying, but a lot of characters in 80s cartoons, Sunbow 80s cartoons did that. There was about 3 different G.I. Joes that did it. Um, so they repainted him. He's still got the speakers. They're not really all that useful in this. I suppose you could decide that Wheelie's taken up being a hip hop star with his rhyming skills. But what they did was they they retooled, they made a new mold for his weapon. Now it can still be a gun, uh, not a very good one, but really it's his little catapult thing. And the new head sculpt, so nice. No light piping on this one. slightly disappointing because it would have looked really cool. But I can't complain with the way the head is. It's so nice. It's not the design that Wheelie had, and I really shouldn't like it as a classics Wheelie. But the colours are so nice, and the blue on the chest, nice big Autobot logo, the like three different colours of orange on him, and the grey. It's pretty fantastic. Like, wasn't cheap. Um, it wasn't that expensive. I managed to get an okay deal on it, um, but more than I would have liked to have paid. I would have liked to be able to walk into Toys R Us and pick the thing up. But glad that I got him. Great interpretation of the character. It feels a lot like Wheelie, and this Jazz is one of the best classics that I've got. If you've not got him, go pick him up. You can get the Takara version. It's a lot more white, supposedly, and I think there's a couple more paint apps on him. Or you can get the Repro labels to stick on him, and those will do the job as well. Classics Jazz, classic Transformer, classics.